Hi everyone, it's me, Lauren Bersaglio, and I'm here with another Sunday video blog. Today I'm going to be talking about learning from your slip-ups and your relapses in recovery. In recovery, slip-ups and relapses are inevitable. It's really important that we realize this and that we prepare for this, because otherwise they can kind of take us off guard. They can be really discouraging. Perhaps we feel really guilty, but it's important to realize that slip-ups happen and relapses happen. They're a part of recovery. Recovery probably wouldn't even be recovery if it wasn't for slip-ups and relapses. And so because they're inevitable, it's important to make the best of them. What you need to realize, or what you need to do when a slip-up happens, is realize that they're a really great opportunity to learn. You can learn more about yourself, you can learn more about your specific struggles, you can learn about your weaknesses, and you can also learn about your strengths. There's a lot of encouragement in seeing yourself get through a slip up or get through a relapse. And you need to remember those moments and those victories, because then the next time it happens, you'll remember, hey, I've done this before and I got through it. So I like to think of professional athletes, for example. When they've lost a game or just haven't played their best, they analyze what they did, they analyze where they went wrong, and they learn from that, and they learn from their mistakes, and then they grow as players in order to not repeat those mistakes, and to also know, where they need to work, where they, what they need to work on, what they need to improve on, the things that worked, the things that didn't work. And this is what makes them grow as athletes and get better and be constantly improving rather than digressing. And so in recovery, it's really the same thing. And so when you have a slip up or if you go through a relapse, they are different things. I won't get too much into that right now, but a slip up is more of a short term fall back into bad patterns. A relapse is longer term in a nutshell. So when you come out of a slip up or when you come out of a relapse, it's really important to just take some time to look back at what happened. Don't pretend it didn't happen. I know that sometimes you just want to snap your fingers, pretend it didn't happen, move on. But it's important to take that time initially to ask yourself some questions like, why do I think that happened? What triggered this? What was I potentially doing? What things was I forgetting to do? So very often, like, I have things that I know that I need to keep doing just to keep me on track and to keep my life balanced and healthy. And so if I experience some sort of slip up or even a relapse, it's important that I look back and say, okay, there were certain things that I do that keep me on track, that I got lazy or that I just got too busy and I wasn't prioritizing those things. So those are what led to this. So it's important to look back and realize, okay, I wasn't prioritizing these certain things that keep me on track, or I was flirting with disaster in those situations. I knew that those were potentially triggering situations and I didn't back away from them. Or I knew that I shouldn't, that I was headed down the wrong path, but I allowed my mind, the bad part of my mind, to manipulate me into thinking that it was okay. Or I thought I was further along. I thought I was strong enough to handle that situation, but clearly I wasn't, so I need to be more careful next time. It's really important to think about these things, even write them down, because then you can kind of chart out, okay, these are the areas that I'm still weak in, or these are the areas where I still need to improve, that I still need to work on, or these are the things that potentially for the rest of my life I'm always going to need to do them. Things like, for me, I really value having time to myself, just downtime every single day. And so when I stop giving myself that, I do tend to get overwhelmed and I'm more at risk for a slip up. So I know that probably for the rest of my life, just part of maintaining a healthy and balanced lifestyle is going to be making sure that I get my daily me time. And so it's important for you to really be honest with yourself and to really look back and analyze, what it was that led to this, and what you can do in the future to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And it might happen again, and that's okay. But what you need to realize is that every time you have a slip up or every time you experience a relapse, it's another learning experience, and you'll learn something new each time. You don't learn the same thing each time. Maybe in certain circumstances you've made the same mistakes, or maybe there's the same things you haven't been prioritizing. But every time you learn something new about yourself, you learn something new about your strengths, you learn something new about your weaknesses, you learn something new about what triggers you, what helps you avoid triggers, or what helps you kind of numb yourself to triggers. And it's really important that we pay attention to these things, and that we don't just pretend like it never happened. Very often when you're ashamed or embarrassed or feel guilty about something, you want to just pretend it didn't happen. That's not what you want to do with slip ups and relapses. First of all, there's no reason to feel guilty. There's no reason to feel ashamed or embarrassed. And you don't want to just pretend like it didn't happen, because then you're actually missing out on the gift of learning from it. They aren't fun. They aren't good things. In the moment, they seem like very negative things, but you can turn them into something positive. And you can take control by turning them into something positive. You can take the time to think, okay, I'm going to take this experience, I'm going to take this slip up, this relapse, this thing, and instead of make it something discouraging or something that I'm going to be ashamed of, I'm going to make it something positive. I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to grow from it, and I'm going to become stronger because of it. So it's all about, your reaction to it. It's all about how you choose to react to it, what you choose to do, how proactive you choose to be, and how honest you choose to be with yourself, and how much you want to learn. How much you'll get out of recovery depends on how much you're willing to actually learn and willing to actually do the work. And it's definitely worth it, because you can come out of it with something beautiful. You can come out of it stronger. You can come out of it even encouraged and surprised by yourself and surprised by your own strength. So I encourage you, the next time that you do experience a slip up or a relapse, or if you're going through one of those right now, I encourage you to prioritize your mental and psychological well-being, and to use it as an experience, an opportunity to learn and to grow. So I hope that you have found this helpful, and I will talk to you guys really soon. Ciao.